Hi folks, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jay Cardosi. Here it is around 8:10 on this Saturday evening alongside meteorologist Mo Rose, meteorologist Eric Zernick. Thank you very much for joining us tonight live on YouTube. If you would, give us a follow. We would appreciate it. Guess what we're talking about?
The snow.
The winter storm, of course. Yeah, and it's just starting to move into the area, guys, right? We've had snow since 1:30, 2 o'clock today. But super small flakes, hasn't really amounted to much, an inch or two so far. That's starting to change, though.
Yeah.
It really is.
And we're starting to get the mixed bag now, too.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit of everything out there.
And that's just it. This winter storm is going to do just that. It's going to produce heavy snow. It's going to produce heavy sleet. Those are those little ice pellets that fall. Freezing rain, rain that falls, freezes on contact because it's so cold. And Mo, like you, I'm sure you've received a ton of phone calls and emails. Yeah. Why is it raining? Why are we getting sleet when it's 17 degrees outside? Why? Well, it all has to do with the structure of the atmosphere. The man in the know, Eric.
Yeah, so we'll take you through this here right coming up. So your precipitation types. So normally when the system comes from the north, it's bringing in all that cold air and it's all throughout the column. But this time the storm is coming in from the south. And so it's trying to pull up some warm air, but that warm air is only coming in the mid levels of the atmosphere. And so you have this freezing up above. So it initially starts as those snow pellets, but as it starts to hit that warm layer, you can see it then starts to melt, turning back over to plain old liquids. But then we have this cold air at the surface with those temperatures down around the teens. And so you have it starting as snow, it then changes over before then refreezing. So that's why we got all those different kind of types of precipitation. And so when you get that above freezing line, that's what creates those different types. So let's kind of look at that another way, kind of showing exactly how this works. So as I was mentioning, if the column is completely below freezing all throughout the entire atmosphere, that gets you the snow top to bottom. But what we're going to have happen is we're going to get this narrow band of some warmer air just slightly above freezing at about a couple 100 feet above the surface. And so that's what's going to create the snow quickly melting, coming into liquid, and then refreezing as it comes to the ground. Now, if it's not overly that thick and it turns into just those pellets, that's your plain old sleet. Now, if that layer gets a little thicker of warm air very close to the surface, that allows it to stay more as a liquid type, and so it becomes freezing rain. So you can see it's pretty much rain until just before it gets to the surface. And so basically it falls as rain, and then as soon as it hits the ground, it kind of then starts to glaze over everything that it falls on top of. And so that's how you get your freezing rain. And then if you have that warm air all the way to the surface, that's how you get the plain old rain. And so what we're watching with this system is that narrow band of some warm air. So it just depends how warm that middle column can get, whether you turn over to that freezing rain or we just get that plain old sleet. And I think sleet is going to be the bigger concern for maybe a couple hours tomorrow afternoon here in the metro, but farther to the south, that freezing rain could be a bigger concern, leading to some pretty substantial icing. So you can see here we are in the metro in the Louisville. Most of us gonna miss out on the icing concerns, maybe as mentioned a little bit of some sleet, but as you get down toward the Parkway, so E-Town, Bardstown, and then especially as you get towards Campbellsville and areas farther south, especially as you get down there, that's where icing is gonna be a much bigger concern. Looking at 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch, that's what's gonna completely glaze over the areas. And then as we add just a little bit of some winds, that's where you could start to get some of your power outages. So while they might not get the snow totals we're going to get here in town, they're going to get the ice, which is going to be another concern for them, and that could lead to some very dangerous conditions on the roadways. And so we'll send it over to Mo, and she can tell you about how the roads are looking right now in the area.
All right, thank you, Eric. All right, so we got to talk about some of the storm impacts, especially for those who are going to be traveling. Even though I do not advise you to be out and about, really should be staying home. But I just want to also point out that that ice, that glaze on the branches, that can increase the weight of a limb by 30 times its weight. A 1/2 inch of ice on power lines can add 500 pounds. And these trees, these power lines, they were not designed to carry this type of weight. And so that's when we start having power outages. And that's why it's so important for us to tell you the different types of precipitation, because you might have a higher possibility of having a power outage because of these the ice, the freezing rain that glazes over everything. Also, it impacts the travel as well. well. Obviously, school disruptions, not expecting anyone in school on Monday. But I also want to point out, this is one of the cameras around the E-Town area, just north of E-Town, and we're already starting to see a glaze of ice on the cameras. If they're on the cameras, they're on the roads. I got to take a look at another camera for you too. This is the one that's right just north of E-Town before Lebanon Junction, and it is really starting to coat over with that glaze, that freezing rain. You can see people traveling on the roads right now, and as you go a little closer to the metro, I do want to point out there are less and less cars out there, so I'm liking what I'm seeing, but we are still seeing that snow come down, and that's also going to be affecting travel. I've seen plenty of snow plows out there trying to remove snow, but eventually this snow is going to come down harder and it's going to overcome all of the work that those snow plows have done. So the best thing you can do is to stay put wherever you are. Here's another view coming around Hospital Curve. A few cars out there. You know, if you have to be out, make sure you're trying to stay in that area of the road that has been cleared where most of the cars are trying to drive, and that does help to warm things up and melt part of the snow that's on the roadway. But then, of course, we have to worry about refreezing. Now, let's just discuss if you do have to be out and about. Both hands on the wheel, not one on the wheel, one on your phone. We don't want any distractions. Reduce your speeds. You want to avoid locking up your brakes. Brake early and slowly, especially as you're approaching intersections or stop signs, because you can easily hit a patch of slick, a slick spot, and you end up blowing straight through the intersection, and then we have big accidents there. Also, keep a safe distance from salt and snow trucks, just because you want to give them all the room that you can in order for them to do their job. They are prepared for this. They are out there doing their job, so give them that room. So for tonight, the timeline for your travels, really this evening is about the best we can do. I think after midnight or even before then, you should probably stay put, avoid travel overnight. We are going to be watching for more of that snow, that sleet, wintry mix to be falling. Sunday morning as well, avoid travel. We've been getting closure notices for morning services on Sunday. You need to stay put. You do not need to go to those morning services. It is your safety we are concerned about. You should really stay put. Same for Sunday afternoon. So I'm showing you this timeline, and I'm warning you as much as I can, but I'm going to let Jay take over and tell you why you need to stay put, because he's got a better handle on what's going to fall and when. Jay, go ahead.
Okay, Mo, thanks so very much. Yeah, hey, bottom line, we've got this winter storm that moved into the region earlier today, producing just light snow for many of us. To this point, about an inch or two has come down across the WLKY viewing area. Not a lot, but enough to cause slippery travel. As Mo just alluded to, this dangerous winter storm's just starting to rev up, and it will continue to produce snow, sleet, freezing rain across the entire depth of the WLKY viewing area. Outside right now, live look. This is downtown, obviously. A little bit of a haze out there. Well, no, that's the snow that is falling. Over the past hour or two, we hit that dendritic layer, if you will. In other words, those snowflakes, a little bit better accumulators, so it did pile up briefly as it was coming down harder. And that's what we're expecting over the next several hours, later this evening through the early overnight. But I'll tell you one thing, this is a tricky forecast just because of what Eric was talking about. That mix, that sleet, that freezing rain, how far north does the warm layer get? In other words, how far north does the mix get? Does it make it to Louisville? There's a decent chance the way things are looking. Winter storm warning in effect everywhere in the viewing area. We're not the only ones. Look at how wide-reaching this storm is. This is amazing. Millions and millions of people impacted by this thing. In pink, all winter storm warnings. New Mexico off to the east-northeast, into the mid-Atlantic, the northeastern United States, New England. Those darker purple shades, those are ice storm warnings. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see an ice storm warning issued for portions of south central Kentucky, as well as that's where we're expecting it to go over to freezing rain as the night wears on. Right now, it is snow here in the metro. You're looking at the live radar, and where you see the darker blues on occasion, little bursts of moderate snow, decent accumulators anyway. And as we pull out, you can see we're a little bit drier to the south of the parkways. That in itself is allowing that warm air up around 5,000 feet to start moving off to the north. And you can see some yellow right there on the Western Kentucky Parkway. That's likely sleet, so I'm expecting that to be the transition zone over towards the Somerset area, and that warm layer will continue to track its way slowly northward as the evening and overnight hours wear on. So the futurecast, here we are, mainly snow. However, I do think it might be missing that warm layer just a little bit. There it is. Midnight, it might be a little farther north. It might be actually closer to the parkways, if not north of the parkways by midnight. Remember, this is a computer simulation of the atmosphere. I still think it's going to be snowing in the metro, but as we move into tomorrow morning, especially early, mid-morning, there's a possibility that sleet could be right on top of the metro, may even be into southern portions of Indiana because there's so much warm air aloft surging northward with this winter storm. And that's what's generating the lift. That's what's generating this heavy precipitation. You go farther north into southern Indiana, it is going to be snowing to beat the band. It's going to be coming down and accumulating very, very quickly. Could be doing the same here in town overnight, early tomorrow, but I think that sleet will tend to cut in on some of the amounts. And certainly, as you move farther off to the south, that will be the case. All right, here we are just after midday tomorrow. We're getting on the backside of the storm, so cold air is being wrapped back in. That's why the purple is now retreating back off towards the south-southeast, or the ice zone moving back off towards the east and southeast. That trend will continue. The snow will gradually lighten up as we move later into the afternoon and end altogether as we move through tomorrow evening. So, how much? Well, the data has been so consistent, producing about a foot of snow or so for the metro, Jefferson County, and points north. As a matter of fact, the farther north you go, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see upwards of 1.5 feet. Places like, Huntingburg, Paoli, Salem, Scottsburg, Madison, maybe up to near Seymour, Brownstown, Crothersville. You folks have a decent chance of picking up 15 to 18 inches of snow. Yes, yesterday that zone was farther south. That's the fun of a winter storm forecast. Man, if the track changes just a little bit, it can throw everything off. Well, the track, it seems to be shifting a little bit farther north. So again, with the data we still currently have, and more is coming in right now, so this forecast could be updated by the 11 o'clock newscast on WLKY. Be sure and check us out then. But as it stands right now, still expecting 10, 11, 12 inches of snow around Jefferson County and the metro. It's one of these situations where there could be 12 inches. Charlestown, Indiana, Jeffersonville, Clarksville, Prospect. You go down to near Mount Washington, northern Bullitt County, over towards the Stites region, Lebanon Junction. You might decrease quickly down to 6, 7 inches of snow, and then sleet on top of that. And then look at this tight gradient. This blows my mind here. There could be upwards of 10, 11 inches of snow. Northern portions of Hardin County. Southern Hardin County, there could be 1 inch of snow. That's the transition zone. That's what we're talking about. That is what happens if you get caught underneath that thing and it's over your area for an extended period of time. Okay, Eric was talking about the ice. Yes, we do have that chance for 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of ice, mainly along and especially south of the parkways. A big ice storm appears likely in our southern 1/3 of the viewing area, and with winds anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour later tonight and especially through tomorrow. While not terribly strong, Mo talked about this, the weight that the ice puts on power lines, tree limbs, it won't take much to get those things swaying, and as a result, we could see some power outages, at least in scattered locations, across the southern 1/3 of the WLKY viewing area. Okay, so the bottom line, it doesn't matter if you get 1 foot of snow, it doesn't matter if you get 6, 7 inches of snow, a couple of inches of sleet on top of that, or 2 or 3 inches of snow, and then another 3/4 of an inch on top of that. This is a major winter storm from top to bottom across the WLKY viewing area that is causing big disruptions, hugely impactful, and will be around the area for the rest of this night and also as we move into and through your Sunday. So heavy snowfall accumulations, especially northern one-half. Significant glazing of freezing rain, southern one-third. The parkways and points off to the south. Hazardous travel pretty much everywhere. At least those winds won't be terribly strong, just around 15 miles per hour. That's the way it's looking at this point in time. Here we are, about 8:25 or so on this Saturday evening. Mo's here, Eric is here, Suzanne is here, Matt's going to be in the morning. We got the entire weather team. We got the entire news department here covering this winter storm for you, keeping you safe, keeping you informed. And as Mo said it very nicely, if you don't have to go outside, don't. Stay inside. It's the weekend. We've got a winter storm outside. Stay inside. Put a fire on if you can do so. A cocktail or two, and enjoy the basketball games and, of course, the NFL football games for your Sunday. Folks, I'll definitely keep you posted. New data is coming in as we speak, so we're going to be really poring over that data, analyzing it, try to get a great handle, and it's still tough. I know the storm has already started, but how far north that transition zone gets, because that will dictate where the heaviest snow falls versus the lighter amounts, although lighter amounts with ice and even freezing rain, the farther south you go. All right, that's about it. Hey, have yourself a wonderful evening. As always, thank you very much for your time. I know you have plenty of choices where you can get your weather. We appreciate you staying here with us. And if you would, give us a follow, the WLKY YouTube channel. We would highly appreciate it. Have a wonderful night. Have a great weekend. And again, be safe as this winter storm pulls across the region. Good night, everybody.